Before we continue, I would like to check, do you have any questions or queries on last covered 2 sessions? Any question related to anything, please let me know. When I say related to anything, is towards our class.
Yeah, so hi, this is Sridhar. So
Hey, Sridhar.
I was trying to install the Oracle VirtualBox. I'm currently using a MacBook. It's on Monterey, Mac OS Monterey, and I'm having a hard time installing it. So it doesn't let me. It says it's not supported or something.
Yes, most of
Or
our machines are similar way. Even mine, if you look at it was when I was part of a different version of Mac. Let me show you. Even you are with the same. So before this upgrade, it used to work. After when I upgraded this particular version, Monterey, so it started not working actually. It's giving exception. Yesterday you have seen it.
right.
So what I suggest is whoever is facing issues, this particular kind of issues, then we will take help from AWS. Part of AWS, we have a service called Compute. Under Compute, we have EC2. EC2 is a service. So here we can launch a virtual servers. We call it as EC2 instance. So the reason why I showed you to go with local machine, let me take a diagram here. So to build your locally, you can do this entire things on your locally. You can do it in one way.
Okay.
Now you have issue with your host machine, which is not supporting virtualization because of the new upgrade.
Right.
Even I have the same thing, but we will complete this topic with one of our who has Windows machine with a virtual machine working. So we will test that everything, whatever we want to discuss, we will do it there. After you understand how to download and install, we will switch back to AWS and we'll switch back to instances.
Okay, cool.
And what is this? If a layman asks me what is this, is nothing but similar like VirtualBox.
Okay.
Because there also you're configuring, here also you configure it. There also you're installing, here also you'll install it.
Right.
And once it is installed, you just click on start button and you start consuming it. There also you have the similar step, right? To start.
Right.
So I just want to make you understand how to work with on-premises infrastructure, provisioning of EC2, provisioning of virtual machine on virtualization software. That I want to explain.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Perfect. Any other questions, anybody? Krishna has issues with enabling of network in his VirtualBox. That because of your make. When I say make, your host machine may be Dell or whatever it is. That is one dependency. Second dependency is with your VirtualBox compatibility. So with these two things, what I suggest is you do a research on web, and you get some solution. If not, I suggest it is not high priority. It is not high priority that you can spend so much of time on that. You can ignore it. We have workaround. Just now I explained workaround. So we can continue with this.
I'm sorry, Keshav, my voice is little bad today.
No problem.
I tried doing web part. I did search in web. They're telling like there are travel issues and multiple issues. I tried all those things, but still, I'm not able to get that host part till 1:30. I started looking into this issue, but there is no luck for me. I'm not sure whether it's because of Windows 11, but are any other issues, driver issues? So that in that case, I need to go with AWS with EC2. Is that what you're referring?
Yeah, this is one are there. One more thing is, even you can try if you want to really experience on locally, then I suggest go with a VMware Workstation. VMware Workstation. This is one of the solution for Windows users. This is a paid version actually, but you have some free trial. Free trial will be there. Go with the free trial and test your 1 or 2 instances. And even I will try for this Mac also. Let's try for Mac. VMware Workstation for Mac. Let me try just now, right away. Says run Windows and more on Mac using VMware Fusion is one of the solution I have it. Now I'll try with this. If even this doesn't work, no worries. We have AWS. Anyway, we have to learn about AWS EC2 instance. We'll look into it. But before we go to AWS, one of you, I'll connect one of you can share your screen windows, whoever it is, it's working with the VirtualBox. There we do 1 or 2 scenarios. Once it is you all clear, then I'll come back to the AWS. Am I clear with you all?
Okay, Keshav.
Perfect. Every problem there is a solution, and the solution might be in different ways. So we have to be ready with the scenarios. I see one question from Vinita. Can you explain how to create the AWS, sorry, Amazon CLI account? No, Amazon CLI account, you don't create it. You log into it. I'll explain it. We have sessions for that. Before we go to AWS, my plan of doing is first we have to cover operating system basics in terms of Linux, in terms of Windows, and regularly used commands as part of Windows and Linux. We work with the user management, we work with the group management, we work with permissions. This all I have to cover it. And as part of that itself, I was provisioning of local Linux machine. Once we provision that, we work upon that. Then once we completely understand this basics, then we'll move back to the AWS. This is the overall idea. The first part is about Linux administration part. Is it clear to you, Vinita?
Yes, sir.
Okay, before we start, let's go to online repository. Here we have our online repository. Let's go back here. Yesterday, the day one, we created a repository here onto GitLab. Even until today, it's private, public. Tomorrow, I'll make public, private by collecting your usernames. Okay. Now, because you are a beginner, so you are new to this, so I don't want to restrict here. So you can explore until tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'll make this into private. Then I will ask your GitLab usernames. So this is our online repository, and let's go to the local repository. I'm opening a local repository with the help of VS Code. Here is our repository, and I'll close this one of the existing file. We follow Git workflow. Most of you are not aware of what is Git workflow. No need to worry. Just follow the things what I'm doing. Then you will slowly understand the things. We are part of day one and day two. And this we call it as local repository. And this we call it as online repository. We have certain workflow here. The moment you start your day, as part of your learning or as part of your real time, we work with the version control systems. We work with the version control system, and this version control system has a workflow. We use some terminology here: remote repository, local repository. Remote means as part of GitLab. GitLab is one of the vendors. I'm not only saying that only we have GitLab. No, GitHub, Bitbucket, AWS Code Commit, Azure Repos. These are the vendors. They are part of version control system. Source code or source control management or source code management or version control system vendors. As part of this, we have many vendors. Now we are working with one vendor whose name is GitLab. Part of GitLab, we created a repository. In a layman way, if you ask me what is the repository, it's nothing but a folder. And this we call it as origin, remote, or online repository, and the repository will have always a branch, which is by default you will see main or a master branch. The same thing, we have main or master by default with the different vendors. Now we are part of GitLab. Here we created a repository. It has a main branch, the default branch, and then the same thing has been cloned to local and has been opened with one of the IDE tool, integrated development environment tool. Before we do anything here, we need to follow this certain process until local. As part of local repository, part of VS Code, you must execute these commands. Before you execute this command, first command is fetch command, second command is pull command. Means you are pulling the changes from the remote repository to local repository before you start your day. Means you are, the moment you wake up in the morning, you look at your newspaper, you look at your news, you switch on the TV channels, you look at the news, then you are getting updated yourself before you go to office, before you talk to somebody. The similar way, I'm just trying to compare layman with, so that when you understand your day-to-day life, it's easy to understand here as well. So we have remote repository, we have local repository. Before you step out from your home, before you talk to somebody, you sync the information in terms of news or whatever it is, whatever the information. So you do fetch command, you do pull command. Now I'm executing fetch, then pull command. There are no changes. Do you see? If there are some changes, they will reflect here. You switch on the news, you see same old updates yesterday, whatever we have, and today also we have the same. That means there are no changes. If there is any new changes were occurred upon online repository, that changes can be downloaded with the help of pull command. Fetch will show you, pull will download you. As of now, you're not doing anything from your side. All these steps, I'm doing it. Later in upcoming sessions, you'll be doing along with me. For that purpose, I'm preparing you. So here we execute git commands. We say git space status. That will tell me you are in a local branch called main. You're trying to compare with the online branch called main. It's up to date. Your local or online branches are up to date. No deviation between you and online. This means you and online, local and online are no deviations. This is what we check and we continue working upon it. Now, let's go back here. I'm creating a folder for today. We are part of day 3, 2022, 03 and 10. I will go inside of day 3. We are part of day 3. Here is the running notes. Just give a minute. Yeah. So yesterday we were working with our host machine. As part of host machine is nothing but your laptop or a desktop. On top of this, we have installed a virtualization technology. We have many vendors. Oracle is one of the vendor. VMware is another vendor. I asked you to download and install VirtualBox from Oracle. Just now I explained that you have to go with VMware Workstation. If you are a Mac user, this is Workstation, works for Windows. If you are a Mac user, then VMware Fusion. So as part of hypervisors, nothing but virtualization, we have many vendors. I just showed you two vendors here. Oracle is one vendor and VMware is another vendor. Like them, we have many other vendors. As part of, you can just do everything on VirtualBox if it is working from your side. If not, I just try with Fusion from my on my machine. I'll go to VMware website. Here it says two options I have: buy online, try for free. Says that when you use VMware Fusion to run Windows, Linux, containers, Kubernetes, and more in virtual machines without rebooting it, where upon this VMware Fusion. This software need to be installed on your machine, then you can do that. These are the key features of Fusion. I would like to download and use it for my Mac. You have Pro. Pro is a paid version for Windows Workstation. Player, I think it's trial version, I believe. Apart from this, we have vSphere, a lot of other vendors, other products we have, but I'm going with Mac. What's my configuration? Let's check. Twelve point 2.1. 12.2.1. Mine is 13 inches. 2015 later. For this, I have to download and install VMware Fusion 12. Here is a requirement URL. Try for free. I'm going with try for free. Fusion 12 player for Mac OS 11 plus. So this is about Pro. Pro means paid. This is about free trial. Register for personal use license. Download now. Okay, let's go with this. And I'm trying to download this software. Personal use license. Do you have account? No. 0-day trial. Okay. Before I do this one, let me go back one level. Click on Pro download. Pro is downloading now. Parallelly, I'll fill this form and I'll go to create and say this is going to be no. I need to validate my identity. Let me try that. Verify email address. Password. DevOps Engineer. Address. country, state, let's capture this, sign up. Check your mailbox. Let me go to my mailbox and validate this. Account is activated. Continue to VMware Customer Connect. Continue to My Workspace 1. So we are going with Fusion 12 player, 12 Pro it is, 12 virtual workstation 16 Pro, Fusion 12 player. Let's not to buy, let's download for free and let's consume it. The reason why I'm showing you all this step by step, this scenario is applicable for not only this particular software. Moving forward, if you come across any kind of software, you were supposed to do the same way. The process I'm trying to explain you. You should understand the process. Go to downloads. And click on download. If you're a Mac user, do the same way what I am doing it. If you're a Windows user, you have two solutions here. One is VirtualBox. Second solution is VMware Workstation. Even these both solutions are not working. If it is your work laptop, no worries. We will go to AWS. There is a third solution, but directly I don't want to go there. Let's go step by step. Software has been downloaded, .dmg file. I'll click on open. When you're installing software on a Mac, there is a different process. I want to try VMware Fusion 12 Professional for 30 days. 30 days, I think this is enough. Yeah. So continue. Here you have a different user interface when you compare with Oracle VirtualBox. The VMware Fusion has different user interface here. It says that select the installation method, create a custom virtual machine, click on continue, and we are working with the Linux. As part of Linux, we downloaded Ubuntu 20.04. If you don't see Ubuntu over here, yeah, it is there. Ubuntu 64 is there. Next one is about the Jesse BIOS. Here I need to take help. One minute here. I just want to understand this legacy and UEFI before we continue. I'm going to legacy BIOS for now, and it says that virtual disk need to be selected. Create a new virtual disk, and which is going to be 20 GB hard disk. Virtual machine summary. Guest operating system. This is my host, and this is my guest operating system. We are going with the Ubuntu 64-bit. New hard disk is it's creating a capacity of 20 GB. 4 GB RAM is assigned to it, and you can customize by clicking on this. You can decrease the size of or increase the size of hard disk and RAM as well. Then it says NAT. NAT, you should change it. If you want to communicate between your host machine and your guest machine, then you have to change from NAT to bridge. So for that, you have to go to customize settings. As part of the customized settings, go to network, advanced, show all. Okay. Hard disk, keyboard, processor, printer, encryption, compatibility, process and 4 GB RAM, 2-core processor. That's fine. I'm okay with it. Display, this is fine. Go to general. No, this is okay. So if you see the difference here, way of execution as part of Oracle VirtualBox is different, and here also it's different. Okay. We need to add network here. Where is network? Yeah, network adapter. As part of network adapter, we should switch to bridge. Okay, I added this. Network adapter has been added. Here is one network adapter we already have. So we added another one. So you can remove one, which is not needed. Two are there. So remove network adapter. I thought it was not there, so I added it, but it's already there. The virtual network IP address. Auto detect. I'm going with auto detect and close the settings. Click on play. First part is configuration is completed. Next one is about we are installing the Ubuntu operating system as part of VMware Fusion. I see somebody has pinged something. Let me answer it. Yeah, I just saw later. Yes. And if you see the selection over here, I need to press my mouse selection should release from here means. Okay, we forgot to input ISO file. Yeah. So for that, what I will do, I'll pause it. I'll pause this. I'm not able to select anything here because the mouse selection is part of inside. To release, yeah, now I got released. I'll pause it now because we changed the network, but we haven't inserted the ISO file. ISO file should be inserted. Just a minute. As part of hardware, virtual machine, just to edit the virtual machine settings. Okay, I did that on the hardware tab. Hardware. CD and DVD. Inside the CD and DVD. Where is the power button here? Auto detect. Go back one level. Advanced CD power options. Shut down. Resume. There is some trick because I'm newly working upon this VMware Fusion because I used to work with. It's not coming up. It says that the device cannot be added until the virtual machine is shut down. Okay, I will just do that. Should I resume it? No. Yeah, DVD and SATA here. SATA settings. So as it is not coming up because it's on. Okay, I'll power off it. This is the current state snapshot. Settings. And this is about start button. Close it. Let me launch again VMware Fusion. It's not auto detecting. Okay, no worries. I don't want to waste time over here. Let's connect one of you who has Windows machine with Oracle VirtualBox. Can you please let me know? I can guide you there.
Keshav, okay.
Yeah.
I'm a little confused here. So I mean, if it's maybe if we can, is it possible if we can connect sometime in the weekend for all this installation part? Because that's like from what I understand, it's important to get these installed, right? And maybe we
No,
can troubleshoot, maybe.
no, there is no
So
issue in this. It's all
oh,
about simple step it is. So most of the machine, most of you are connected from
okay,
laptops or
okay.
tabs or
So
smartphones.
I think even I'm going to have these issues because it's pretty much the same device, same machine that I'm using.
Yeah,
Uh,
but we don't depend on the local. My intention is
okay.
like in here, it's just
So
only to get started with you with the basic things. I thought of showing you this, but
okay, but so all these
we
things can be worked out on AWS directly,
yes,
right?
yes,
Okay. Okay.
within minutes it is, but it is
Okay.
taking longer than expected because two reasons here. One, because I upgraded my machine. That's the reason Oracle VirtualBox is not working. But Oracle VirtualBox will work with the Windows machines, Windows 10,
Okay. Okay.
perfectly
Got
fine
it.
without
Okay.
any issues.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I just want to demonstrate the things what I want to explain with one of your machine. Because initially I tried by fixing going with a VMware Fusion, but still I see a lot of hiccups here. So
Sure.
in tomorrow
Okay.
session, what I will do is I will get started with AWS instead of depending on this
Sure. Sounds good. Thanks.
because we need to cover a lot of Linux concepts. So that's the reason I was just spending time over here, but it's not working out because one thing I cannot show you in AWS is this one um, graphical user interface. Because of that reason, also I was stressing here. If I install graphical user interface of Ubuntu or CentOS or that we cannot feel it in AWS because it only opens with a command line. That's one of the reason. Okay, and
Okay.
let me try. Let me try in the last chance here. Okay,
Yeah. I mean,
I'll
I
go
think
with.
we can do the Windows thing for now because
Oh,
uh,
okay. Yeah, I got some solution here. I need to drag
okay.
and drop disk image here. This was we were missing this one of our learner. I think Venugopal. Yes, thank you, ma'am. Because of your input, I came back here. Let me upload it. Yeah, I'm just doing a last time. Please help. Cooperate with me. I'm looking for ISO file over here under my downloads. I have 20.04 server edition and click on continue. Click on finish. Click on save. Oh, given this is not incompatible, it says that it required x86 machine architecture. Okay, no worries. Let's give one more trial here. It's ARM64. Okay. Let me upload another image. ARM64. Both are ARM64. I just did x64 then. Let me try with the CentOS. It's x64, so I just want to try with the CentOS. Yeah, it's working fine. So being a DevOps engineer, one more thing you must make a habit, that you must have a lot of patience in terms of troubleshooting, because you will be working with a vast technology and which you are not familiar with it. So troubleshooting of any issue is one of the challenge for the DevOps engineers. And they'll ask you just you have to just fix it, which you are not aware of it. So you have to learn it and do it. Kind of mindset you should build. So DevOps is all about your mindset, your cultural transformation, easy to learn, easy to adapt, and delivering value to the customer. This is all about DevOps. So I'm going with the CentOS 7 upon my Mac operating system. This is perfect. It's working for me. We are going with a minimal here. Minimal means you will not see any graphical user interface of your CentOS. Later, we will convert this into graphical. Yeah, next one, installation destination. 20 GB hard disk I have. I don't want to create any partitions. It automatically creates. I don't want to customize our partitions here. First one is date and time. Second one is a keyboard. Third one is a language under localization. And second segment is about software. Your media ISO file is red. And you are going with a minimal because I have attached only minimal ISO file. Then when you are installing it, you can also configure partitions by yourself, but now we'll go with automatically, but because you are new to it. So we will, in our next execution, I will show you how to do partitions. Next, you can ignore this two, kdump and the security policy, you can remove, you can ignore it. Go with the network and host. Your network is not connected. Now it's connected. You will be getting an IP address of 192.168.131.128. Let me quickly check one more check from my side on the host machine level. My host machine IP address I want to check. If config grep 192.168. You see, my host machine IP address is 192.168.29.97. That means my first octet is matching, second octet is matching. So my host machine can communicate with my guest machine, as they are part of bridge network. If you are part of NAT, you will have different IP address here, and you will have different, rather I say IP address, different CIDR here, different CIDR here. Both cannot communicate each other. Now you can change the host name as well. I would like to say this is going to be my web dot visual path dot in. Now click on done button. So all were configured. This is about configuration. Now we are installing it. There will be two users. One is a root, the other one is a normal user. I don't want to use with a root user. I want to go with a normal user, or I want to use both. You can do that. Go to the root user password, configure the password. I'm going with Red Hat 123. I'll say redhat Red Hat @123. redhat @123. Click on done button. For the root user, I configure the password. Username is root and password is redhat @123. Even I have a normal user. I want to set up a normal user whose name is CentOS. I want to make him as administrator. Means I'm adding this user into the sudoers list. You can also remove the password to, you can, for this user can log into the server without password also, you can do that. But always best practices, use a password. Same password I'm assigning to this user because I don't remember the password. So that's the reason I'm going with the Red Hat. I think it's redhat @123. redhat @123. We have two users here. One is a default user whose name is a root. For him, we configured a password. We have created another user whose name is CentOS. And also we added this user into sudo's list. So this user can do a sudo at any time. And also we configured a password for him. Now installation process in progress, approximately will take 5 minutes to install. If you do the same installation as part of AWS, it might take less than 5 minutes. But as part of our local machine, based on our local resources, it takes time. I just want to make the window fit to the screen. Full screen, single window, always hide, automatically hide and show, position on a screen, left, top, bottom, right. Just a minute. Yeah, this alignment we can just do it manually. Yeah, let it install. It's almost doing a post installation step now. We are installing CentOS 7. CentOS is one of the Linux distribution and the version is 7. I tried to install Ubuntu. We tried installing Ubuntu as part of this VMware Fusion. The problem is the ISO file which I downloaded is ARM64. The ARM64 was not supporting my VirtualBox, sorry, VMware version. So I need to download Ubuntu ISO for x64 bit. Let's go back to this. You should look at here x64. 64. Search with the 64. AMD you have it here. All what you have here AMD. But we need x64. So you don't have it here. So you must switch to the different URL. Let me show you that as well. Way to get this x64. Genome is a desktop. This is a desktop edition of Ubuntu. This is server edition of Ubuntu. We have many URLs here, 3 URLs, 1, 2, 3. This, it says official. Let's go to this. Also, parallelly, I would like to check this as well. This is an official AMD supportable. So we don't want AMD one. So we are looking for x64-bit because my machine is not supportable with AMD. So in that scenario, go to parent directory, go to parent, go to Bionic. Even Bionic is supporting which one? AMD. No, let's go back one level and go with our focal force. That is x64. Okay, all are AMD. Let me try one more scenario here. X86 by 64-bit you have to download. Okay, where we are now in terms of installation. So it's almost like CentOS is now successfully installed and ready to reboot. Let's reboot this. If you observe here, we are installing server edition of CentOS upon our Mac operating system. It took almost like 5 minutes to install this. The similar installation we do it on AWS or on Azure, and it might take less than 5 minutes, because there we don't install everything. We install what is needed. Successfully we installed an instance on our VMware Fusion. Now we are logging to it. Now I would like to check IP address config. Then I would like to do a yum command, yum space update. If config, I'm not able to see the IP address. So before I check the IP address, I'm just updating the repository. If that doesn't exist, then I can install some network adapters. When we install network adapters, we will be able to see the IP address. If I get an IP address, I can connect this server remotely. I can connect this Linux machine with the help of my host machine. On my host machine, we might have putty or git bash. Using putty or git bash, what we can do is we can do SSH to remote Linux and Unix machines. From here, I can do SSH. Let me increase the font size. SSH space username is CentOS @192.168.131 or something IP address was there. So I'll check IP address and then I'll connect it. Similar step we'll be doing on AWS. Part of AWS, we provision a EC2 instance like this, and this EC2 instance we start them and we connect them with the help of username and IP address. For now, we are updating the repository. Before you install any software on Linux distributions, first thing is you need to update it. If you are a Windows user, on our Windows, we don't do this step. We go to the browser, we look for the software, we download .exe, .msi files, any one of these files, then we right click and install it. But in terms of Linux and Unix operating systems, there you'll have a lot of distributions. We deal with the distributions. So we deal with CLI. 99.9%, 99% we deal with only CLI servers, CLI operating systems of Unix and Linux distributions. Not like Mac, not like Windows. So we'll work with the commands. So each and every software should be downloaded through command line. Of course, we can use graphical as well. I'll show you how to do that. Yeah, for now, I'll just stop it. I think it's almost like 9:03. So we'll continue from here in tomorrow's session. Until then, I wish you a wonderful day. And before that, I will commit the code so that you'll be able to access it from your side. Yeah. Now the code has been committed. Please go through it, and you'll be having a recording as well. And do until here, and from here I'll take it forward in tomorrow's session. So we have working solution for tomorrow. So no need to worry. Thank you all. Have a wonderful day.